Hi, my tarot bumblebees. It's Ethany. Welcome back to my channel. And thanks for stopping by on my little corner of the interwebs. And today I have got a bunch of new decks from independent creators that I am so looking forward to sharing with you. I have got some lovely, lovely decks from Moon and Cactus. I have got decks from Artisan Tarot and many other incredible independent artists and creators. As you know, I love to share independent created art, tarot, and oracle decks because it takes a lot of work. I am an independent creator and I say hell no to AI and heck yes to the humanities in art. So let's swap over those cameras and let's discover these beautiful decks together. The Mystic Soul Tarot deck has been created and published by Christina, and she is the beautiful creatrix behind Moon and Cactus. This came out last year and has been sitting on my desk for a hot minute to show you all. And I've been very excited. Beautiful, sturdy box. This is the guidebook, and we'll get into that after we've looked through the cards. Now, this is a standard tarot size deck with beautiful gold holographic sides, and I love the back with the eye and this beautiful reversible pattern, which is a huge, favorite of mine to have that. Yeah, I really enjoy being able to reverse the cards, and I think this is so gorgeous. So this has been created all by hand by Christina. So if you do go and support, oh, that's so cool. If you do go and support this creator, know that you are supporting a real human, doing real human art. And this is designed to be a deck that anyone can use, that has inspiration from the Rider-Waite system, but is also a little more modern. And I know how much work it takes to create decks. It just takes so much. I really love that Hermit, that there's no, like, the mind is illuminated, the head is illuminated, like it's the wisdom coming from within. I really adore that Wheel of Fortune as well. Gorgeous justice. Oh, look at that Death card, just beautiful. Oh, Temperance is stunning as well. And I love that she's not even holding the cups, that the cups are floating. Oh, and the Devil is so cute. Such a rad Devil card. I would love to see another one with the angel and the devil on the shoulder, but that is so cool. So that's, it's like we've got this classic landscape of the star with the stars as well here. But we have someone in really cute lilac pajamas, and I'm here for it. So I really enjoy everything that Christina does and the interpretations of all of these cards. It gives it a like whimsical, fresh, new, but also really relatable, modern point of view. Beautiful Four of Wands. which means that really, and like anyone could pick this up and love that and run with it. Oh, that's so cool too. So I like that a lot of these interpretations of these cards are different and ones that I haven't necessarily seen before. And I'm always really excited when that's the case, because it's yeah, it's great to see when there are these different embodiments of the tarot. I mean, after, my goodness, 26 years of reading the cards and of being a part of the tarot world, it's so great to see when new things come up or a new artist has their interpretation, and there's a fresh perspective, even if it's a very well-known tapestry, right? It's a very well-known like landscape or background. Oh, adorable. So far, this is so beautiful. And also, as you can see, it has got people of different skin tones and modern hairstyles, as we see here, which is, you know, important in a modern, well, I like that in my decks. I know not necessarily everyone does, but I really do. Gorgeous. So I can see reading with this very, very easily. It's already one that is, oh, I like that, the big shadow on the back there, that is speaking to me. So I feel like this could be a fast friend and one that would be really good to take to events and fairs and things like that, because of the modern inclusions in this deck. People would be able to see themselves or see someone they know, which is another important piece of representation for the tarot. Gorgeous. Oh, I really like that Four of Pentacles. So if you're familiar at all with the tarot, you'll be able to see a lot of the classics, but also probably be able to read with this very, very easily. Gorgeous. One of my favorite cards in the deck. Oh, I love that too. Beautiful. Oh, I really like that Knight of Pentacles a lot, actually. Oh, she's gorgeous as well. This is stunning. This is such a beautiful deck. I knew it was gorgeous because I saw it online and on Kickstarter and things. But yeah, really, really gorgeous. So we have the guidebook, which is welcome, using your deck, getting started, tarot spreads, easy spreads, oh, I love these questions. How can I better prepare, change? Oh, I like that. Deck hygiene. And then we go into the major arcana, the Fool. So we have some keywords and then a little bit about the actual art, upright meanings, and then reversed. So I just want to go into the minor. So I did that. I got there on purpose by accident. So we have the overview, the 4 suits, the court cards, and the ace, and we have very similar. So you're getting this the same amount of information for both the major and minor arcana, which is not always the case in a lot of books. So I like that this got this consistency all the way through. And it's a lovely hefty book. So that is the guidebook there. And this is the Mystic Soul Tarot deck by Moon and Cactus, and already just love, love, love. I can't wait to read with this deck, and I feel like it's going to be a perfect spring addition to my client reading decks. The Mystic Soul Oracle deck is also by Moon and Cactus, and this is meant to be a sister companion deck to her tarot deck, and it is so gorgeous. I've actually already been working with this deck, so I had to put it back in order for the recording. So it comes in another beautiful, well-made box, and there's the guidebook. As you can see, I've been working with it a little bit. And just like the tarot deck, we have a beautiful reversible pattern on the back of the cards, and this one has a silver rainbow hollow foil. And this is keywords and all of Moon and Cactus's original artwork. So this is, again, there's no AI in anything that I share, and I love this deck. I think it's a wonderful companion deck to the tarot, but also just on its own. It's a really great oracle deck. It's simple, but it's really lovely because it allows you to dive into just say like balance, and then this image, which is like a play on the yin yang, and even the design on both of it. One has kind of got this spirally color, the other one is the black cosmos. So it's a really fun, simple but deep deck, and so it's been really, really lovely to work with. And as you can see, like, some of these cards aren't easy cards to like deal with or to have, but I love that some of these keywords as well, like blind, are not always in decks. They're not always put in oracle decks, and I really enjoy that it is in here. Really great for closing out a reading, which is what I often do with my oracle decks, and also really great for, you know, centering a reading as well. You can also choose a card, say detox, and be like, and you can build a spread around that and be like, how can I detox? And, you know, what is the best way to support myself in like my social media detox or whatever it may be. But I do really enjoy a lot of the keywords that have been chosen by Christina, because again, we might see freedom, but we don't often see escape. And there is that balance of light and shadow in this deck. As I mentioned, I have been reading with this already, and I love it. It's so clear. It has been great to deliver the energies at the end of a reading. I haven't had any issues with it being unreachable or giving me nothing. I love the colors in it. But yeah, everything in this I really respond to. So I have been finding it to be really fantastic. And it's one that I know I will use time and time again. Like, just so fun. Like, that's such a cool interpretation of light. And with just one key word, you can't get more naked than your bones. And just one key word, but then you've got like bones. You could really either focus on maybe some of the main symbol in the card, like here, opportunity. It's like the keyhole and going, and are you going to walk, like open the door? Or you can just really dive into the keyword itself. And for modern readers, I feel like this is a beautiful complementary deck to any tarot deck. I'm a big fan of like pastels, and also any colors that remind me of the cosmos. So everything in this is really, like I said, really speaking to me and something that I really enjoy. Like, look at that beautiful rest card. Yes, please. I would like to go there. Thank you very much. Just gorgeous. Oh, beautiful self-love card. Beautiful shed. So I hope you're enjoying this. Like, I could just look through a lot of these time and time again. And yeah, I really think that even though it can be seen as more simplistic, beautiful warmth card. I love that because I do have a lot of cards where the cards are very detailed and rich in symbolism and very, very fine detail. And I love that. I love that so much. But sometimes we want, these must have been from, yeah, I was working with it. I did not put it all back in order, sorry. These, something a little bit more simple is great. And like, you can do so much with the yes and no cards alone. So I'll just show you the last one, which is acceptance. And there's 60 cards in this deck. So you could do a yes and a no and have them as your anchor and shuffle your tarot deck and pull cards for that and pull cards for no. And that can really help you move through a decision or be in that space. So this is so multi-layered that you can work with it in so many different ways. So we have the guidebook now. Like I said, this is a slam dunk for me. I have been working with this. So Tarot versus Oracle. Thank you for putting that in there. Using your deck. Spreads. I tend to do very easy ones with Oracle cards. I find the more Oracle cards I pull, the less information I really get because they all have tend to have one big keyword. Deck hygiene. And then we go into the card meanings. So abundance, meaning, affirmation, acceptance, meaning, affirmation. So I am very okay with Oracle cards meanings and having a little bit more to the point because that's what I feel they have over tarot, right? Is they're more to the point and they're less ambiguous. So I think that having that amount of information is perfect. This is the Mystic Soul Oracle deck by Christina from Moon and Cactus. I'm pretty sure I'm saying Moon. I am. Okay, cool. I just didn't want to trust my dyslexia there. And again, I've already been working with it. I love it. It reads beautifully and it's a wonderful pair to the tarot deck. The Sion Tarot is by Luciana Pena and has been published by Artisan Tarot, and this is the first edition that came out in 2025. And I love the little card that came in here about Luciana, who is from Buenos Aires and currently lives in Barcelona, Spain, and this little kitty cat. And then I turned over the deck and that's one of the cards you get as an additional card, which is so cute. We have a guidebook here, which I will share with you when we get to that point. This comes in a very classic, sort of reminds me a lot of Los Scarabaeos boxes. I love the design on the inside there too. It's so cute. Like we even have a little, so lovely. And we have purple backs with some hearts and brooms. This might be the 3 of Swords in this deck. And it has that faux linen finish and there's no edging on that. So for people who don't like edged cards, and it is a standard tarot sized deck. So this is the extra card here, the beginning. So cute. Okay, the Magician. This is such an interesting deck. This is a first impressions deck. I have only just opened this and I am really enjoying the is this the Fool? Maybe that's the Fool. Maybe the beginning is the Fool. I'm really enjoying the interpretation of this already. It's very minimalistic, but these bright colors in the background that are solid really have you going to the main figure here. And I'm really interested to see what is written in the guidebook. So instead of the Lovers, we have the Gathering. The Movement instead of the Chariot. So as we can see here, we have different names for a lot of cards. So number 8 in this deck is Justice. So for those tarot aficionados, Justice was number 8 and Strength was number 11 before Weight moved them. So depending on what you want to do with that, I read mostly with the Rider-Waite-Smith style decks, but it doesn't bother me when they're changed. The Wise One. So many interesting layers of symbolism in here, and you could definitely tell that that's what the focus is of this deck is the symbols and their importance in the tarot itself. Really love that card, the Dream. And here we have, you know, like this is actually taken from the 9 of Swords tarot card. Oh, the Dissolution instead of Death. Isn't that gorgeous? Temperance. So it'd be very interesting to see how this reads. Lucifer instead of the Devil. This is very interesting. The Liberation instead of the Tower. I actually really like that. With the bottle being smashed. The Moon. The Sun. Gorgeous. I would love to hear from you if you have this deck, if you've worked with it. Love the universe, of course. How could a witch not? So we get into the Ace of Wands. So that must have been, unless there's the Fool at the back. No, there's a kitty with a bum. The Premonition. Okay, so we'll get to that. But that was, the beginning was the Fool, and it didn't have a number on it. So it didn't have the 0. Okay, so Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands. Now this is the Very Marseille. 3, that's so cool. This is a very interesting deck because this is very Rider-Waite body language, but some of it is it's a big departure. So, 7 of Wands. I mean, we can probably all feel that. Wow. And again, this is very Marseille in its design here. The Nine of Wands. 10. But this is a very classic way that is shown with the wands in the Rider-Waite. Guardian, Queen, Warrior, and Reincarnation. Interesting. The Ace. This will take some study, methinks. And this would probably be one of those decks that I would study with and use as a study deck to learn more about the tarot myself and maybe read for myself for a while. Very cool. Oh, that's so cute. Little green fairy with a lock. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. I love all the witches in here. Oh, that's so cool. With the Tree of Life, with the Sephiroth and everything in there. Oh, that Guardian, Queen, Warrior, Manifestation. Oh, so they all have different titles at the end. Okay, so now we go into the swords. This is going to shuffle so beautifully. This, one of the things about this cardstock is that it does shuffle just so stunning. Gorgeous. This is such a cool deck. I'm really enjoying the, I love that this is like a labyrinth that like kind of goes nowhere but everywhere. Really love that interpretation too. Wow. That's really, really fucking cool. Then we have the Guardian, the Queen. This is such a cool fucking deck. Nut, the Egyptian goddess of the sky, night sky. The Invocation. So that was what was in the lid. It was the Spirit of Invocation, which is like the King of Swords. Gorgeous Ace of Cups. Yeah, so I kind of got sidetracked there. I would love to hear if anyone watching this has this deck and, oh, so cute, and what you think of it, how you've been reading with it. This is so cool. I love like Seven of Cups. This is like a wheel and it's, you know, the illusion of things can tip away when the wheel is upside down. It's very, very cool. And I'm looking forward to diving into, and again, we have this tree, the book. So we have the Guardian, the Queen. Oh my gosh, she is stunning. The Warrior and the Premonition. And then a kitty at the back. So cool. An extra card. What a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. So now we're going to have a look at the guidebook. Just really stunning. So we have color. I don't know if it's color all the way through. It is, yeah. So you can tell that there's Marseille influence in here. And then we can also see that there is Rider-Waite. Introduction to the Tarot. Brief history. Spiritual use of the decks and the art. Understanding the deck, so the major arcana. The minor arcana. The Guardian replaces the Page. The Queen is next. The Warriors serve as the Queens. And then we have the spiritual gifts of each as the Kings, which I really, really love that. My goal was to create a deck that resonates with the theme of witchcraft and provides an inclusive, empowering narrative that reflects the strength and nurturing aspects of the feminine. This deck challenges the tradition and supports personal transformation from a more inclusive feminine perspective. Gorge. How to prepare your deck. And then we get into the meanings of the mages. Okay. And image information, then correlation in the more traditional tarot, and then keywords. And then when we get to the minor, we have a page for each. This is really, really, really gorgeous. I am thoroughly impressed, and I'm looking forward to reading this, because even, you know, like to see like the premonition here, how that can add to what I know about the tarot and how it's a new perspective. So I really love that. So then we have some spreads in here at the back. So 1, 3, a dream interpretation one, and then a conclusion. This is so gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful deck. The Sion, or I hope I'm saying that right. Someone will correct me in the comments if I get it wrong. But this Sion Tarot by Luciana Penna. The Sion Sigils is another deck by Luciana Penna and published by Artisan Tarot. And this is a companion deck that you can use in your work. And here is the back. And on the back here it says that this deck it transforms the essence of the Sion Tarot's major arcana into 22 mystical symbols of power. Designed for focus and manifestation, it's the perfect tool to empower your rituals and illuminate your journey. Use as a standalone deck to gain vision and direction, or pair it with the Sion Tarot for more comprehensive readings. So you can see that Luciana has a very witchcraft, practice, and I love that. So we have the same backs here, but in green, and another little card here about the creator. And they are in the same finish, so that the linen finish. And here we go, we have wonder, discovery, and this would be really, really, really fun to, we can see this is a high priestess, to build tarot spreads around. And I love that you can see what tarot card this is connected to. So this is the Empress. Foundation is the Emperor. And what a great way too to understand the tarot. So you could even just use that keyword as a keyword to lean into and understand the Emperor more. Or if you're really struggling with the Hierophant, come to this card and be, okay, empowerment. So this is so freaking cool. I absolutely love this. I think this is such a smart and well thought out, very cool way to work with a major arcana only deck, but it's more than that. You know, it's got the sigils in it that you can trace, you can use in your own spell crafting. Love this. You can see some runes in there and some witches symbols, alchemical symbols, elemental symbols, planets, zodiac signs. It's very cool. I probably wouldn't shuffle this too much because I would want to keep this in order, although finding it again wouldn't be too hard. That's like Temperance, Devil, Illusion. Really so freaking cool. I would love to work with this with magic and spellcrafting, and also in my readings. You could use it to build a, like I said, build a reading around, or even just to bring in the message of the reading at the end if you're looking to manifest or work with that energy outside of the reading, which is very much what my Tarot Grimoire book is about. And so I'm going to go through the guidebook. Beautifully produced. Honestly, everyone, the production quality that Artisan Tarot has put together with this is stunning. Okay, so the forward, that's about Luciana, introduction to the Sion Sigils, a brief history of sigils. Okay, and then we've got some great, I love it when there's always suggestions for reading more, because I am a total bookworm. Look at that, the art of the creation. So clever. How to use them, so you can use them standalone, within readings, within magical practices. So a little bit about what I was talking about. How to activate the sigils, which is important. And then we go into the meanings. And I love that you can see it inside the card. So if you have the deck, the tarot deck as well, you can see how it's built in. But if not, you can see what card it connects to in the tarot itself. But I love that I've got both and I can work with both, because if I'm getting a card over and over again in the major arcana, I can go back and look, and like here we have success at work uses, boost confidence. So awesome. Okay, and then just going to, so reading examples. So I love that. We've got some examples here. Especially for a deck that's a little different. That's a really fun way, and I think an important way to show how to work with them in new ways. So it's very easy to integrate into your practice, even if you make little changes and modifications. And then the conclusion. Yeah, just gorgeous. So I love both of the decks that I've shown you from Luciana and from the producers at Artisan Tarot. What a gorgeous, magical and divinatory couple of decks. The Moonlight Tarot and the Starlight Tarot Oracle are both by Holly Smee, and these are two different versions of the deck. They are both 78 cards, and the Moonlight version comes in a little tuck box and has a really cool finish on it. And then the Starlight Tarot comes in a clam box. And they both have beautiful finishes on it. I'm going to show you both at the same time, because then you can see the differences. And again, I'm going to try very hard not to knock everything around. So this is the Moonlight version, and I am going to pop them both down, but I just want to show you. So the Moonlight Tarot has black edges, and this is the back, which is really beautiful. The hollow. And each one of the cards has a hollow shift finish, which is rainbow. So I'm going to pop that here. And again, try very hard not to knock the table. The Starlight, these are the backs. So Holly has taken it's gone to great lengths to make sure that these are absolutely beautiful. And then as you can see, the images are very similar, but there are some changes. We can see that in the dog, and we also have in the Starlight Tarot Oracle a little bit of information about the card. And they are different sizes. The Moonlight Tarot is a standard tarot sized deck, and the Starlight is more an oracle sized card. If you have my Modern Love or my Modern Goddess, then this is the size of that. So more like the oracle card size. So let's have a look through the deck. So as you can see, the main figure is the same, but we have a little doxy here and a little golden retriever puppy with the satchel. So you'll be able to see some changes, and of course the finish is going to be different on both. On the Starlight we have these stars and the border, and obviously the little snippets of information. So this is a full deck, a fully illustrated picture collage deck, and it really will depend on, I guess, what style you prefer. If you want to have information on the card which will help you learn more about the card, or if you prefer the more minimalist in the Moonlight. So these are images that are modern. So if you're looking for a modern tarot deck that will also give you guidance that's very to the point, then, you know, definitely looking at the Starlight Tarot. They both do have books, which I will show you. Some people really like the ability to have those words on there. Other people prefer not to, but they're both pretty much borderless, although this has a little border. The images go all the way to the sides, the edges. But here, see, we've got a very different death card. So I would love to hear a very different devil card, which ones you prefer, if you're more of the Moonlight or Starlight. Yeah, I wanted to show these to you side by side so you would have an idea of the differences and the similarities. And as you can see in the background, we have some of the traditional symbols of the tarot in a lot of these cards. There tend to be more symbols in the Starlight Tarot version. So I would say from this feels very Rider-Waite-Smith based, this card specifically. And the meanings are definitely Rider-Waite-Smith inspired. And you can, get that is a card of victory. And if you do have some knowledge of the tarot, then this will definitely help. With the Moonlight version, because obviously the Starlight has the information on there. I really love the finish of the Moonlight Tarot. I like shiny things. So like some cards, like the Five of Pentacles, which is a difficult card to begin with, but there are some images on here that are challenging. Like for some people, just even seeing the words God bless could be very activating. But this is what is so great about the tarot and about art and images, is that they can facilitate a conversation and have things in them that we're comfortable with and things that we're not comfortable with. I really like that page. And then that's always an invitation to discover things about ourselves and around how we see the world and our place in it. Girls' night out for sure. So I have a few collage decks, but not too many of them. So I like that I have these two new ones. To go in my collection and give another perspective and another version of collage. Some of the outfits in here are very cool. And yeah, some of them are very traditionally old. You know, we've seen knights in armor, but then we've seen some very, very modern couture. And then there's the mix of two. You know, we have someone who's in a business attire, but they're in a place of rest, which is often seen as a church with the stained glass. You know, so there's that mix of modern and old and different cultures. That good old Nine of Swords. Well, the rope over here is very interesting. And then the King. Okay. So as I mentioned, they're both full tarot decks, and the guidebooks are these. So they fit the boxes that the deck comes with, and there's quite a little bit of information on the inside. I'm not sure if they're the same. I think they may be the same. Let's have a look. Okay, about the author. Okay, so this one has some more here, yes, no, maybe cards and some more spreads. This one has understanding the court cards, the elements, astrology, numerology, reversals, tips and tricks. So I think this has got a little bit more in it, but it looks very, very similar. So overview. learning, intentions, preparing for the reading, the court cards, elements, the astrology. Okay, so we have only the astrology, not the planets in here, so the zodiac signs have been indicated. Numerology, reversals, tips and tricks. Some specific cards in that, some that are known to be definitions for specific cards. I do tend to stay away from some of these, like infidelity or a third party energy or divorce or sexually open and ready female, like alcoholism, unless there are other things present. And that's always something that if it's going to come up, it'll come up in a reading naturally. I tend to avoid, even though I talk about this in my courses, I do talk about some cards showing up that can mean things like a third party or infidelity. There has to be other things at play for that to be the case. So just if you do see things like this, make sure you're looking at like the context of everything, and because I've seen some people tunnel vision around the meaning of a card, and then, you know, some things can get said that are not true, for example, like if it's something like infidelity. But anyway, I digress. It's interesting that these are in here because there are a lot of readers who do have cards that will mean something when it shows up. So yes, no, and maybe cards, 1 card spread, 3 card spread, 5 cards, 7, and then the major arcana, introduction. So we have the Fool, keywords, traditional imagery, message, and then we continue on. I just want to have a look at what we have in the minor arcana. So we have very similar information and a little bit about the minor arcana and each suit. Okay, so these are the Starlight Tarot and the Moonlight Tarot, both by Holly Smee. And yeah, here in this one we have a lot less. So if you're going to get the Moonlight, I wanted to show you just that there's just a snippet of information versus getting a lot more, which is in the Starlight. So yeah, beautiful collage decks that have been produced stunningly. I hope I've been able to show you a deck or two from a brand new creator you had no idea about, and that you can go and even like them, share their work, and follow them on their socials. All of the links for where you can find the decks are in the description box below, as always. Which deck that I showed today was a deck that you had no idea was existing in the world and is a surprise to you? Remember, leaving a comment and a little thumbs up is free. It takes 2 seconds and it helps my channel so very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.